HVAC is a good place to start because it's one of the first industries forced to make long-term decisions under uncertainty. But that's not because it's struggling for work. Instead, it's being forced to plan further ahead with less clarity than many of the other trades. Heading into 2026, HVAC businesses are operating in a market where demand remains strong, but decision-making has become more complicated. Replacement cycles, efficiency upgrades, and indoor air quality continue to drive steady work. On paper, the industry looks pretty healthy. Spend some time talking to HVAC business owners, though, and you'll start to hear a recurring theme. Long-term decision-making is becoming a pain point, especially when it comes to committing inventory, training, and capital while regulations are still shifting. And a big part of that does come down to regulations. Refrigerant rules are still evolving and timelines remain unclear. It impacts inventory strategy, equipment mix, pricing, and how far ahead businesses feel comfortable planning. For many HVAC owners, the challenge isn't just how to adapt to new rules. At the same time, customer expectations around efficiency have also shifted. Energy efficiency is no longer framed as an upgrade. For many customers, it's just an assumption. Conversations around system performance, operating costs, and long-term value are happening earlier and with more scrutiny. SEER ratings matter, efficiency ratings matter. A few years ago, around 2022, 2023, many customers just wanted a system that worked. Now they're asking questions about operating costs, long-term savings, and whether a system will still look like a good deal 5 or 10 years down the line. They expect clear guidance, not more options. Indoor air quality has followed a similar path. What used to be part of a secondary conversation has now become part of the core value prop, especially in residential work. Customers are looking for healthier, more comfortable environments, and they expect their HVAC professionals to help them navigate those tough decisions. All of this adds weight to the sales process and the service experience. There's also a noticeable shift in how HVAC businesses are thinking about maintenance. More shops are looking at ways on how to move away from reaction and towards earlier intervention. Predictive maintenance isn't just about technology, it's about control. And in a more uncertain environment, that control becomes stability. Catching issues earlier helps stabilize scheduling, reduces after-hour strain, and creates a more consistent experience for both the customer and the technician. When you look at these factors together, a clear pattern starts to take shape. HVAC businesses aren't under pressure because the market disappeared. They're under pressure because the margin for error has narrowed. Uncertainty is higher and expectations are clearer, and the cost of missteps, whether in inventory, staffing, or customer experience, is way harder to absorb. The HVAC businesses that feel most stable going into 2026 aren't trying to predict every change. They're building flexibility into how they operate, they're tightening processes, and they're reducing reliance on last-minute decisions. That's an important signal because it shows how an industry responds to uncertainty when it becomes the norm. And that shrinking margin of error is a pattern you're going to see as we talk through plumbing and electrical. So next we'll look at plumbing, an industry that appears more stable on the surface, but is facing many of the same pressures around efficiency, customer expectations, and operational discipline, just expressed in different ways.